I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to the channel. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 9, Episode 5. And it was a good show. What's up, Kevin? Come on in, everyone. I see you. Lies and More Lies. I think you wrote that comment a little earlier. So I don't know if you're in the chat right now, but I see Philly in the house. I see Kevin in the house. Annette said this is a fake storyline. Happy Sunday, Mary. What's up? What's up? What's up, Jacqueline? What's up, Cheryl the Pearl? My Ohio family is in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on in. Hey, boo. Hey, boo. Okay. I see you. Hey, everybody, come on in. We are going to talk about it. Now, last night I had an open panel for you guys to discuss. And now I'm going to tell you my feelings. I'm going to tell y'all what I saw last night on the screen. It was crazy. Let's see. Digging the hairstyle. Oh, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. Let's see. Kaylin is in the house. Welcome. What's up, Tacoma? What's up, North Carolina? What's up, Wisconsin? What's up, Florida? North Carolina? Everybody hit the like button, okay? Everybody is welcome in the chat. I don't mind what you guys have to say about the show. I just ask that you keep it respectful when it comes to each other and even me, okay? Otherwise, you're going to get the boot. We are watching a TV show. I shouldn't even have to tell y'all these rules, but I will. We are watching a TV show, okay? These people get paid. They sign a contract every season to be a part of this show. Okay. When they get tired, they will remove themselves. Outside of that, they are taking their checks and they are taking whatever the publicity is and all that good stuff to make they rack their money, rack it and stack it like they're supposed to. Okay. Our job is to watch. My job as a blogger is to talk about it. I might say something about your fave, but who gives a fuck? Okay. At the end of the day, I don't know these people and they do not know me. And that's how I want to keep it. Okay, let's be honest. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys have an opinion too, and you are welcome to share that opinion, okay? We all may see something different. Sometimes it may resonate if you find that there's an opinion that differs from yours. It may resonate with you and you say, you know what, I didn't think about it like that. And that's what you should do as an adult. Okay? Good. Good. Now, I shouldn't even have to say that shit, but listen, there's been a whole lot of crazy going on, and you guys are aware of that, all right? Hold on one second. I forgot something. I have to go pick up something real quick. Hey, this heat is killing me. Okay, I'm back. Come on in. All right, so Miss Tina's here, Cheryl Pearl is here. Anyone that you see with a purple wrench behind their name, they are here to make sure that you have a good time in the chat, okay? Outside of that, let's get it rocking and rolling. Agree to disagree and keep it pushing, baby, okay? Not that hard to do. All right, let me get my screen back up. I saw some people say that they enjoyed the chat last night. Good. I'm glad you did. Don't take it personally. You shouldn't, because I promise you, you're going to leave here feeling angry and upset and in a bad mood. Who knows? Get in a car, have a little fender bender, while the people that we are talking about is living their best life. They have not one thought about you. Okay? So don't do it. Don't do it. We're too old for that. All right, let's get into it. First up, though, I want to say there was a scene at the end of the episode. I don't know if y'all caught it. Let me take this down real quick. I don't know if y'all caught this. Did Martell pull out his damn red phone? Did y'all see that? Okay, the red phone. Martell pulled it out. I was crying. Listen, we're going to talk about this a little bit. And then I also saw this right here. hold on, let me take this back down. Why is Marsau giving me the same type of chest as Elon Musk? What the hell? Oh, child, both of these scenes, that last scene caught me off guard. But yes, we are going to have Martell pull out his red phone, child. And I'm going to need Marsau to cut this out. Whatever he got going on at the top, child, is too much. But anyway, long story short, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Put my other picture back up. All right, so listen. It starts out with Destiny and Martell. They're moving, I guess, some products that she had from Madani, or maybe whatever her new product lines are, into a storage. It's definitely a shed, and I guess sometimes people decorate it and make it look cute. That you can do that with regular sheds, child. Destiny got herself a shed over there someplace, probably paying $50, $60 for it a month. And she is about to do business out of there, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shit happens, you know what I'm saying? If you got that type of inventory that needs a space, she found it, okay? What are y'all saying? Mel pulled out the white phone on Nail. That's right. She pulled out a white phone. Child, this is so hilarious with all these phones being pulled out. I could not. But anyway, Destiny was moving her stuff in. And I want y'all to pay very close attention. I mentioned this in the last episode. I said that it felt like Martell is giving... And I'm saying this as someone who has experienced it for myself. I had a whole situation with a narc, and it was very disturbing what happens to the brain when they are playing with you. Destiny, it feels like Martell is love bombing Destiny as a friend. You know what I'm saying? Saying things like, anytime Destiny expresses that she has something bad that happened to her, he's like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. In the last episode, he was talking about how he is really good friends with Destiny. And if she asks him anything, he will do it because friendship is important to him. And here's the lie. If friendship is important to you, then you wouldn't be trying to call out your friend and his wife. Like, you got to pick a side. Right now, Martell is love bombing Destiny. I kid y'all not. Who saw it? Is it just me? She said she might open it to the public. She wasn't getting customers at the store. Interesting. Okay, pay close attention. We're going to keep an eye on this. It feels like love bombing. Every time he mentions Destiny, it's always with sugar and spice and flowers and everything nice. Okay. And I kid you not, he does not speak about like that about anybody else, just her. And so right now he is pushing her all the way up on the top because he wants her to help him do his bidding, whatever that happens to be. Okay. And then he's going to drop her off the highest ledge because that's what they do. But that's where she is right now. She believes in Martell, and Martell likes the way it makes him feel. It's giving him that high, and he is love bombing her. Kid you not. But anyway, they end up talking about Maurice's arrest. And Destiny said it's funny because Maurice got arrested right after me. And Martell makes a comment, thank God he didn't hit anybody, right? So just paying attention to how everyone is talking around the drunk driving thing. Yes, good observation. I appreciate that, Dante. Listen, I try to give y'all just a little extra tea over here. I'm sure it's going to make its rounds after I say it, but I do try, okay? Destiny ends up asking Martell about his conviction, okay? To which Marcel says that it was, well, first of all, he fixed his mouth to lie. And before he could get the words out, Destiny said, I don't want to hear it then. Don't tell me, because now she thinks that he's going to lie about it. Okay. But Martell ends up saying it was not a conviction. That's a lie. Everybody reported on it wrong. So y'all know I had to go look it up. A lot of those documents have been pulled. The original documents were actually pulled off the internet because it was floating around on everything. I believe Urban Bell was the first to get it. But check out what I found on Jasmine Brand. Okay. So this says update number 2, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell Holt convicted of domestic violence, harassing communications. hold on, I went too fast. Harassing communications, and then it says has been convicted of domestic violence harassing communications against his former wife, Love and Marriage Huntsville star Melody, right? Now, this is the part I want y'all to see. It says he was handed a suspended jail sentence of 30 days. Under a suspended jail sentence, a judge may partially or entirely suspend the convicted individual's prison or jail sentence, so as long as they fulfill a certain condition. So this I did not see before, but it was an updated report. So it's saying that the judge could suspend or remove it entirely so that there's no conviction at all on his sentence. Isn't that interesting? And they put this in here saying, according to Cornell Law School, Martell also cannot have any communication with Melody. He was fined more than $500 and was ordered to get a psychological evaluation. His next court date is June 18th. We know that that date came. We know that he did not get the evaluation. And that was with the family judge. And the family judge told him, if you return to my court in October without this evaluation being completed, then he was going to have consequences, including temporary loss of custody. Okay. Now, a lot of people have been talking about that. The judge is the person who appoints or tells you where to go to get these tests, and the tests will be sent directly to the court. Martell or his lawyer, they don't get to walk in with those records. They go directly to the court to make sure that they're not being tampered with. Okay. But I did want to show y'all that because I had not seen that before, but they said that it could have been suspended or partially removed, depending on what's going on. We know that he has that situation that just happened, I believe on Friday. Was it Friday? Sometime, child, where it looks like he called Melody to find out why she was speaking in the DA's office, and they ended up putting more restrictions on him. So that's not going to be favorable for him when he goes back to court in December. Or this is the month, right? Is he supposed to go to court tomorrow? December 2nd, I think, was the date. Oh, good gravy. Anyway, I'm going to read this last part. As previously reported, Martell made headlines earlier this week for spending a few hours behind bars on charges related to domestic violence. According to the arrest report, on Tuesday, January 9th, Martell was taken into custody and formally charged with domestic violence in the third degree and harassing communications. However, according to the newly released statement from his publicist, Jonelle Witt, and his publicist is the lady who runs Upscale magazine, or she has an editorial credit on in Upscale magazine. So she made this statement in January. Martell is maintaining his innocence and adamantly denies any wrongdoing. Okay. So anyway, just keeping y'all abreast of the happenings. All right. So anyway, Martell said that he never was convicted. The statement that I just read y'all said that the judge could pull part or all of it entirely. We will see tomorrow what happens in court if, that gets reported out. But at the end of the day, Martell also talks about the guys on the cast not reaching out to him and how, they give us a clip of Marsau saying something. Right. So excuse me, I apologize for that. I'm reading this and I can't read my own writing. Martell talks about Marsau going on to Dustin Ross' channel and making comments about the revenge pee. And he said, I don't appreciate that. He never reached out to me, never called me to ask me what happened. Melody actually has the same conversation with Marsau at the top of the year. First episode, I think, when Marsau went to the press and said that he's praying for everyone involved. She said, don't ever talk about my shit on the press like that again. And now we have Martell pretty much saying the same thing. Don't do it again. Okay. But he also said that Martell is basically a bold-faced liar. Marsau actually is talking to Dustin saying that he doesn't respect Martell for sharing something that was a vulnerable moment with his wife. And he said at the end of the day, There's a place for people like you to go and think long and hard about your bullshit, okay? He tells lies. Which one of them tells lies, Kevin? Martell, Marsau, or both? Which one? Which one? Okay. Thank you very much. Bump up the thumbs up. 413 of you are here. Hit the like button, become a subscriber. But then Martell also said that Marsau is fake as fuck. He said he is fake. He is tired of Marsau's shit. So here it is. It's all unfolding. I don't know if you guys believe Marsau and Martell are really into it or not. I had asked you guys a question where I said, listen, if does Martell have any credibility left? Is he going to be able to continue on this show with the cast? Or do you think he's done if the Scotts drop him? Do you think that he could stay on if he does fully expose the Scotts? Or, maybe he can bring the Fletchers into it. Who knows? But 56% of you said that if the Scotts are done with him, you don't think that he'll be able to stick it out, that he's done. The suspension is on the jail time, not the crime itself. Well, he did not get jail time. He was given an opportunity to have 30 days in jail, which he said no. He was just going to pay the fine. He paid the $500 fine. He has a probation sentence of a year. However, the way this read was that let me put it back up just to make sure I'm not reading this wrong. A judge may entirely suspend the convicted individual's prison or jail sentences as long as they fulfill certain conditions. So let's see what happens tomorrow if it doesn't get pushed out to something else. He got to worry about none of them, that boy going to jail. Okay, so at the end of it, Martell just says that Marsau is fake as F. Destiny says that she wants to do something fun to bring the group together. That is how the scene ends. Now let's move forward with Melody and Kimmy. Okay, Melody is at home. She's working out. She invited Kimmy over. Kimmy comes over in her workout clothes, child. Melody is talking to her about her not being able, I guess she has some problems with her lungs since her diagnosis. She said that her lungs aren't working at full capacity for whatever, her age group is. She said it doesn't work like everybody else's. So right now she's still, a little behind on her recovery. Y'all remember, she said the doctor told her she may only feel as good as a level 3. I think she said on a scale of 1 to 10, she said the doctor told her for the rest of her life, she might be a level 3. And she said, I will not accept that. Right. So Melody has her over there working out with Deborah. And then Melody said, listen, I'm going to get you a shirt, child. And she ends up pulling out a Millimeters t-shirt out of her bin. She gives it to Kimmy. Kimmy actually is wearing the shirt with the Millimeter tag on her back. Okay. Not on the front. Kimmy said, I'm going to turn this around. I don't want this in the camera. Okay. I caught that, Kimmy. That wasn't funny. But anyway, they worked out for a little bit. Deborah goes and gets some sort of, I think she said spaghetti squash or squash spaghetti. Did y'all check that out when she turned that shirt backwards? She turned that shirt backwards. She ain't wearing that shit on TV. But Melody turned her back around and said, Kimmy got on the Millimeter shirt. Child, I was like, see, that's how you get played. You gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them, child. Anyway, after that, Melody sits down and she talks to Kimmy about the trip. She wanted to know what she thought about the girls' trip. And Kimmy said, actually, it really surprised me, but I liked it. We had some things going down, but a lot of stuff was resolved. And that's when Melody shares with her, well, I would have felt that way too if it wasn't for me seeing Destiny out here and all these damn interviews being snarky and shady and throwing shit at me. She said, I thought we was cool, especially since Destiny walked past my bedroom with tears in her eyes, mouthing, I am sorry. So why are you doing all this shit? And then turn around, you get back on land, you've become a different person, which is interesting because that is exactly how Kimmy described it when she was on Messy Monday. She said, I thought everything was good until we got back to Huntsville and Destiny just was different. I didn't know what was going on. So Kimmy is listening and she's like, well, I don't know what that's about. Melody said, basically me neither. And she's giving me the same kind of energy that Tisha used to do. Okay. To which Kimmy's eyes kind of roll back like, God damn, I'm getting hit left and right. But Kimmy was quick. Kimmy was 100% quick. Kimmy, and she said, listen, I thought that you and Tisha were on a level playing field. Basically, like, why are you throwing a little mud at Tisha right now? I thought y'all were good. Okay. And Mel agrees. She said, yeah, we have been. We are good. In confessional, Melody said that her and Tisha used to have a problem because they would always throw mud at each other. She said, but we have since stopped doing that. They don't do that in their on their lives or on social media or on interviews anymore. Now, when I told y'all this, because I feel the need to say I told y'all so, I don't care. Melody said they are cordial. They're not friends. They're cordial, but all the same. When I told y'all that Melody was saying very nice things about Kimmy and Tisha when she didn't have to on her social media page, I cannot tell y'all the heat I used to get. That's not true. She don't, I can't take it. Girl, bye. Listen, all they need to do is figure out how to build these alliances. That's what reality TV is. Alliances. At the end of the day, don't put yourself out here on this reality TV show island, okay? Isolate yourself. You don't have any help. And then all of a sudden somebody then caught a pig and they're roasting them in a luau, but you ain't invited. You got to be able to, work yourself through some of these relationships. Okay. I've always said that they were alliances. If you ever heard me from episode 1, when I reviewed this show, I said y'all could tell that there's a lot going on. Once they all revealed that they weren't, that they were a broken friend group, broken marriage, Melody and Martell, broken friend group with everybody else. I said at the end of the day, they have to build these alliances. The reason when the show suffered the most, it was because everybody was broken from everybody. But you can't do that on reality TV. I know everybody keeps saying, keep my name out your mouth, but people are going to put your name in their mouth. They're filming. Just like we're going to see Melody talk to Tisha about Maurice next week. It is all good at the end of the day. That is what they get paid to do. And I'm not even going to participate with the Wanda stuff, because what I can say is that Melody and Tisha has come to some sort of, I don't know, being okay. Okay. I don't know if they're going to show that next week, because Tisha did say that there was a conversation the two of them had where they were able to break down a lot of the walls. So I don't know if we've missed it or if they're going to show it later. I feel like we missed it, though. I don't think it was something that they decided to air. But all the same, they are okay. They're able to film and be cool, and that's good. Anyway, Melody said that her and Tisha are cool. Everybody's fine at the moment. They're cordial, meaning that they can film together. They can build alliances if need be. So a lot of what we saw with Shanita calling Tisha with the ops may have been just a little heavy on Tisha's side if Melody and Tisha really came to this, meeting of the minds. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's when Mel asked Kimmy about Maurice, and she put herself in it and said, listen, I just want to know how you're truly feeling, because I know that all of this being out on social media can be really heavy. I experienced it myself with who. Okay. And Kimmy said, I'm fine. I don't have any problems. I'm good. Okay. And a lot of people were asking, because I saw the comments, y'all know Melody has asked Kimmy all kinds of questions about her relationship with Maurice. There was one time, I think they met at a diner, and Melody said, "Do you trust your husband around my ex? Because you know my ex is a man whore. So with everything that you and Maurice have going on, do you feel comfortable with him traveling all the way out to Atlanta?" That's when Martell was doing that wine event. And she said, "Do you feel comfortable with him being all the way out there in Atlanta with all people, Martell?" And Kimmy said, "Yeah, I trust my husband." Then the next time she had mentioned it, it was after Ariane said that she saw Maurice with a linebacker. Okay. And she went to Kimmy and said, "How do you feel now? Because I know that one of your things was cheating was a deal breaker." So if cheating is a deal breaker and all this shit is floating around the internet, child, how do you feel? And that's when Kimmy said that shit happened before we got married. I'm not even gonna make it a big deal, Melody. Okay, it is what it is. Now it has to happen within marriage. Okay, and that has been the new conversation. But anyway, I felt the need to bring it up, child, because sometimes we forget. Melody also asked about the court case, trying to see what she can find out. She said, "Girl, is it true that Maurice was picked up in the middle of the day? Okay, what the hell is going on where this man, supposed to be a professional, is out here drinking and driving in the middle of the day?" And Kimmy said, "I cannot tell you anything. What you know is out there in the public." And then Mel nodded her head and said, "Okay, I guess that's a yes. He was arrested in the middle of the day." Kimmy said, "Don't play me. Okay, don't put words into my mouth. I didn't say that. What we know is that he was arrested, and you know the reason why he was charged. That's it. I'm not saying anything else." And that is basically how the scene ends. In another scene, though, Kimmy said that Melody had only invited her over there to get the tea. It had nothing to do with her health, okay? And I just thought that was funny. I like that scene. I thought it was very smart. I like that those two ladies had a little bit of a sparring of the minds. Let's see. Kimmy is going to be mad at everyone but Maurice. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Keep hitting the like button, everybody. 630 of you are here. Mel was producing, honey. Honey, yes, they all produce, baby. They all produce. They all produce at this point. When you've been on a show this long and these relationships are as strained as they are, you can count on them producing scenes. Destiny has really stepped up with her scene production. It's really stepped up a lot. Okay. Now let's talk about Marsau and Tisha. Marsau and Tisha, okay? Marsau is at, I guess, one of his job sites doing his thing. Tisha walks in to meet with them, and they basically have a conversation about Maurice, Marsau's brother, and Martell. But first up, she said, "Listen, have you spoken to Martell? He is going through it on social media. They are raking that man through the coals." And she said, "You know how Martell is. He's very angry, and I really don't want anything to pop off between you and him." To which Marsau says, "Listen, Tisha, I don't know Martell like that." He said, "I don't know Martell like that, okay? And I don't give a shit if he is upset." And in fact, he looked like he wanted to say more when Tisha said, "You know he gets really upset." He almost squinted like, "Why the fuck would you care if Martell is upset? You should be caring about me being upset, not Martell's feelings." But what he said was, "I don't know Martell like that." And I appreciated that moment personally. If that was a produced moment, baby, it was on time. Because I'm going to tell you, I mean, seriously, Tisha and Marsau are giving real husband and wife conversations to me. Because if I would have said that, I think that my husband would have been looking at me like, "What the fuck do you care if this man is upset for? Why? Like, tell me why. Don't ever do it again, okay?" But he says that to Tisha. And then he just hones in on it. When he's in confessional, he said, "At the end of the day, me and Martell would have to be close, okay, for him to do anything crazy. So I don't care about his anger or what he has going on." He said, "Our relationship has ran its course." He is letting everybody know that the nail is in the coffin with him and Martell. That's when Tisha said, "I support my husband in whatever decision he makes around this." Okay, I'm not fighting for Martell and Marsau to be friends. And I already told y'all, Tisha doesn't like Martell anyway. You could see that from the beginning of the show. Marsau and Martell were more of friends. Tisha never liked him. And Martell would always pick at Tisha. Always. In fact, his only threat, even at the end of the episode, it wasn't to Martell, Marsau necessarily. It was to Tisha. If I were you, Tisha, I would want to know what's in the phone too. It like him is he's going back at Tisha and hoping that he can hurt Tisha. That is Martell's, I don't know. That's his ace. That's his card. I'm not sure why though. So we're going to see what happens next week. But Tisha starts asking Marsau about Maurice and said, did you follow up with him? And now Marsau is, I guess, not feeling good because of the first conversation about Martell. He said, Tisha, at the end of the day, I know my brother. He said, Maurice made some bad decisions. He is being ran through it right now. There isn't anything that I could tell him that life hasn't already shown him. So he's going to do what he's going to do. Did Marsau give a reason that he wouldn't be his friend anymore? So it sounds like the reason is that he has no respect for him based on the revenge piece. He said that in his opinion, Martell went about as low as you can go. And that's the truth. If he was going to do that to Melody, do you think you're safe? Do you think you're safe if he was willing to do that to the mother of his children and his ex-wife? You're not. You have to figure things out. And he basically said, I put myself in a position where right now I have to believe and trust what I see. But if you guys have been paying close attention to Martell and Marsau's relationship throughout the years, you would know that Marsau has always said these things about Martell. He's always said them. He's always said that he didn't trust him. He didn't respect him, that he thought he was a liar. He's always said that. Always. And they are in competition with each other. Always have been. They've been in competition with each other. Have they hoed together? Probably. Have they gotten women together? Probably. Okay. We ain't going to just say that didn't happen. They were friends for a reason. But at the end of the day, Marsau has always been of you protect your home. And he didn't respect Martell when he wasn't protecting his home. And he told him about it. He even told him, you are making a big mistake divorcing Melody. When they were playing pool that day, he said, I'm telling you right now, man, we're going to have another conversation. And I'm going to say, I told you so, because you are just being dumb right now. You want what you want and you can't, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It is what it is. They were in business together, and that business broke up before the show even started, from what I'm understanding. They were already going their separate ways. The friendship had dissolved and everybody had went their separate ways before the show began, right? And then when they come on the show, I would have never guessed that Melody and Martell had broke up. I would have never guessed that Melody and Martell were living in different houses and had already called divorce lawyers when I saw that first episode, because they literally look like a couple. They look like a couple in the same house doing their thing. And when we find out later that she had already called a divorce attorney and had moved on, was in another relationship pretty much, I was like, well, damn. And even though we all give Nell Fletcher grief, everybody was hoping that they would get back together. There were so many people that wanted Melody and Martell back together that Melody actually has a scene on camera with Wanda where she said, I'm tired of the old women coming for me and wanting me to stay in this badass relationship. There was a lot of people, viewers, who was calling the network, contacting Carlos King. Melody said it. Martell said it. Everybody wanted that relationship back together. But we gave, well, I won't say me, child, because I did not put myself in that. But some of y'all gave Nell Fletcher hell. Y'all gave Nell Fletcher hell, and that wasn't right. But anyway, long story short, a lot of fans held out hope for years, just like they did with Destiny and Melody's friendship. I hate to be the one to remind y'all, but damn it, I'm going to remind you every time, child. Sometimes y'all be changing the truth, and I be like, when did this happen? This never happened. Y'all be rewriting that woman's story. Please leave her alone. That is hilarious. Okay. Anyway, I talked about Melody and Kimmy. Next scene was Kimmy and Destiny. So they do a meetup at this place where Destiny's going to buy little trophies. Nell Fletcher looking like E.T. Oh my God. They buy little trophies for whatever this adult field day that she's going to have. And Kimmy basically says, listen, what are your plans? What do you want to do? And she said, I'm hoping to get everybody back together. There's some conversations that need to be had, but not all of us are on the same page. And Kimmy is hesitant even then. She's like, oh, Destiny. She was like, how are things with you? Like, do you have problems with anybody? She said, no, I'm good. And she said, interesting you should say that, because I just talked to Melody the other day. And she said that you've been dogging her out on these interviews that you've been going to. Okay. So she said, did Melody get the wrong impression, or did she read you wrong? And Destiny said, no, she probably read it right. Meaning, yeah, I did everything she said she did. But she said, I don't care. The truth is the truth. And F that bitch, basically, is how she put it. She said, I don't know what interview she's talking about. Heck, for all of them, all of the interviews, you don't need a specific interview. Every single one. You have been snarky and acting like y'all weren't cool. So Kimmy just nodded her head. Now, this, after Destiny says all of this, yes, she read me right. I don't care. It was the truth. She says to Kimmy, why don't you invite Melody to the adult field day? And Kimmy looking at her like, heifer, not after what you just put me on the camera and make me call her. She went, I don't have her number. I don't have her number. She went, you bitch. I cried. I knew exactly what that was. She was hot as hell that Destiny had that little conversation and then told her to call her like she was doing something. I don't even think Kimmy called her. I'm going to be honest about it. I think she dialed some other number. But she basically pretends like she called her. Melody let it go to voicemail if she did call, child. But it was funny. Let's see. Oh, look, someone's willing to confess it. They said, I was so rooting for Melody. Oh, for Melody not to get back together with Martell, because I never liked Martell from the beginning. I was proud of her for choosing her peace and her happiness and safety. Well, listen, that's the other thing. Melody has never talked about Martell doing anything until after the marriage was over. And she actually said that on a live. I did not know how bad shit actually was until I had an opportunity to be my own peace. That was not something she even thought about. She said prior to that she thought she had the perfect marriage outside of Martell cheating. And she said she knew she was never going to deal with the cheating. And even when she was doing the Heavenly interview, I think she said something like, Heavenly was like, you're going to get back together with that man. And she was like, I'm not. And she said there was an opportunity. There was a time when that could have happened. But now that he has this baby, no, it's never going to happen. So it wasn't like Melody did not love her husband, child. She loved him. Even if y'all didn't, a lot of y'all wanted them to get back together. That is a fact. That is a fact. And it went on for years, not a month or two, years. Okay, that's probably why he's so damn loopy right now, because everybody kept trying to push him back together with her. But anyway, after she makes a phone call, Melody doesn't answer. She lets it go to voicemail. That's pretty much it. Kimmy says some things in confessional, but it's done. It's done. And now we got the last scene, child, the red phone scene, or whatever color phone Martell had. See, the historian said that she was rooting for him to get back together until Coleslaw got pregnant. You're not the only one. I know we like to change the facts, baby, but it's not true. It's not true. Melody had a whole scene begging people to stop wanting her to get back together. She used to go into interviews and everybody was like, well, you're so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And she used to say, I hate this. Like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Okay. Anyway, day of the event, Tisha and Destiny are there first, and they're talking to each other about who in the group has problems or not getting along. Destiny lets Tisha know there's somebody who has a problem with me, or I guess some things happen on the internet. I don't think she said Melody's name. And Tisha said, well, there's an issue that's going on between us and Martell. Okay, so I have a problem with that. Lance ends up showing up. Lance is a Fletcher's son. There's a whole bunch of inappropriate jokes about Big D energy. And the Fletchers are kind of sitting there like, what the hell? Like, I mean, are we still the mom and the daddy? What's going on? Nell Fletcher ends up making a joke about how one of them is crazy and one of them is violent. I don't know. There was just a lot going on in that moment. I swear to God. I was like, okay, that's a weird conversation to be having over your friends. Marsau ends up coming up and he hugs Tisha. Him and Tisha are hugging each other like they never seen each other before. I'm telling you right now, they look like they are in a new, what do you call it? Like what do you call it? Honeymoon phase of their marriage. They look like they're in a new honeymoon phase of their marriage. So good for them if that's true. But Marsau also lets everybody know that he no longer values Martell's friendship. So in every way that you can say it, Marsau has said it. He does not F with Martell in any way, shape, or form. When Martell comes up, Martell did the typical narcissistic thing, okay? When he's pissed off at somebody, he wants to see how far he can push him. And how far is he going to push him? He's going to use Tisha every time. Walks up, tries to hug Tisha. Tisha was really standoffish about it, but Martell didn't hold back. He said, I was wondering who was over there with that pink on. With the pink on. Who the hell do you think is over there with the pink on? Okay. But he said it in a way to let Marsau know, I'm oogling that girl. I'm paying attention to what's going on with her. Not smart. But like I said, anytime he can push a button to see what he can do, he's going to do it. And that's how he starts it every time. He did it with Ken. Now he's doing it with Marsau. I want to see if you're going to stand up and say anything, because we can get it crunk right now. He also had on one of the tightest t-shirts I have ever seen in my life. Okay. It actually made me choke up. I could not breathe. But anyway, they play a bunch of games. Marsau doesn't say anything. He continues to eat his slushie. Tisha would only let him get too far. She barely hugged him, okay? But not the point. And everybody else, he high-fives them. Then they start playing games. And now Destiny wants to ask questions of the group to see if she can bring the group closer together. And before she can even get the words out, everybody is humming and hawing and letting her know, we don't want to play because this is only going to end in us getting in a fight. I don't want to do it. Okay. They all agree, but Destiny does it anyway, child. And she said, I'm going to start with Martell first. Who in this group has made you feel away? And don't say the other one who isn't here. Who in the group that's here has made you feel away? To which Martell skirts all around this question. Okay. Martell skirts all around the question. Production wants a confrontation. It's TV. That's what happens. It's produced. And for all those people that was sitting around there was probably 50 people on the production team with cameras and mics and all that stuff. So it's all film. It's all a show. That's what we get. That's literally the reason we watch it. Destiny ends up saying to Martell, what about that interview you told me about? Because I'm not going to let you skirt around this conversation. Production is pushing the button. We need to talk about it. That's when Martell confirms it. He's like, yeah, there was an interview. And then Marsau says, listen, I ain't even going to skirt around it. Just off rip, I had an interview where I told you, or I told the interviewer, I have no respect for you. I don't respect you. And it all had to do around that revenge P thing. Martell says, there was no revenge P. And where the fuck did you come up with revenge P? Where'd that even come from? Well, baby, he listens to the internet like all of us. We all heard it, right? So he's upset with it. He said, how dare you fix your mouth to say anything about revenge P? You didn't even call me. You didn't do anything. It didn't take him long to go from 0 to 100. Marsau said, listen, I may have misspoke, but simmer down, sweetheart. Okay. Pipe it all the way down, because you have said plenty of shit about me and my marriage. You've gone on all kinds of platforms talking mess about me and my marriage. Martell said, was it the truth? Was it the truth? Okay. Well, after that, they go back and forth. Destiny asked Marsau, well, how do you feel now that you know he wasn't convicted for Revenge P? And Marsau said, I don't believe him, period. I don't believe him. We know that there was a still shot or a picture of you and your wife in an intimate way, your wife at the time. I don't believe you. That's when Martell said, why not? What have I ever said or done that was a lie to you? Marsau says, well, you said I had 20 women. This is when Martell jumps bad. And I don't know if y'all were paying attention, but Martell said, let's correct that. I didn't say you had 20 women like in your lifetime. I said you had 20 women while you were married to Tisha. Okay? That is important. I didn't say you had 20 women like that's it, nigga. I said you had 20 women while you were married to Tisha. You probably had more since then. So Martell is turning the knife in Marsau's back. He straight up went in. Marsau said, okay. Martell said something like, that's a lie. That's a lie. Martell said, you want to bet? How about we bet 50,000? Martell said, show me. Show me that 50,000 real quick. He said, show me that 50,000 real quick. I want to see it first. Martell said, I got it. Don't you fucking worry about it. Now they are going back and forth again, calling each other a liar. Marsau said, what's good for the goose is good for you, heifer, okay? At the end of the day, you keep putting your mouth on me, talking about me, when really every escapade you have ever told on any platform, you've simply substituted your name for mine. And he said, you are a liar. Everything about you is a lie. I don't trust you. I don't respect you. I will never trust you. I will never respect you. And he said, if you keep it up, then I'm going to tell you I'm going to start talking about your family and everything I know about your girl, who we all know to be Ariana. Martell gets slick. I ain't had a girl in 4 to 5 years. What are you talking about, girl? What are you talking about? I don't have no girl. Okay. But either way, he could say he don't have a girl. He was triggered when Marsau said, keep it up and I'm going to start talking about your girl. He got triggered. And that's when he marched off in that white tight ass shirt. And that's when he brought out Martell's red phone. Okay. And he basically said, keep it up. I'll burn this whole motherfucker down. Okay. Do whatever you want to do. I will burn it down to the ground. Do you hear me? I howled. Okay. Again, they just kept going back and forth with who's a lie, who's not a lie. But we shall see what happens next week, because that was juicy to me. They kept saying, go ahead and show it, Martell. Both Tisha and Marsau at the end of the day, they said, go ahead and show it because we tired of your shit. Go ahead and show it. Now they are showing themselves standing strong, okay? What I liked to fell out when he said that. He sure did, child. It was interesting. I could not believe he said, listen, don't say you only had 20 women. Tell the truth. I said you had 20 women in the marriage. And that's during the time they knew each other. Okay. No honor amongst heathens. Marsau clocked Martell. I love the scene. I thought it was a great scene. If this is a lie, if this is produced, bravo. Okay. Stumped from them picnic tables just like he stumped off that stage. He straight up did. All I could see is shoulders by the ears. Okay. Let me go get this phone. I was like, you got to be kidding. But I liked that Tisha and Marsau were unified in that scene. Tisha was like, go ahead and show it, Martell. I don't give a shit. Go ahead and show it. If you got it, show it. You've been saying this since first season. Show it. Show the proof. And Martell just ends it with, hey, Tisha, if I was you, I would want to see it too. So now he's just putting all of his sights on Tisha. He's not thinking about Marsau anymore. He wants to hurt Tisha because hurting Tisha is going to hurt Marsau. At least that's how he feels. And I think it's trash. It is trash. So we'll see. Marsau definitely clocked him. Martell is angry that these are the same people that he allowed to disrespect Melody. but he won't do it. And he has never done it. Marsau, when it comes to Martell, has always checked Martell. He's always checked Martell. Even at the Madani scene, when he pulled Tisha aside and said, please don't do this because I will go to jail. I will go to jail. If this Negro tries to do anything to you, that means that I'm going to have to jump in, Tisha. That was it. Not the side chick cheating on old Marty. Well, that looks like what he was suggesting. He did say, you keep it up, I'm going to pull out my receipts on you and your girl. So that must have been what triggered Martell saying that Tisha was sleeping with his homeboy. Because now all of a sudden, he wants to put that out there in the atmosphere, right? I don't have a girl, like you can't hurt me, but it's the one thing that actually did hurt him. It's the thing that made him run to the car for his phone. Pull out your shit, pull it out. Let's compare notes. Pull out your shit. That's what he kept saying. Let's see. Yep, Melody was Team Hope, but Martell was Team Martell Hope. That first season, when we're Team Hope, nobody can divide us, but when you let them in, we're divided. We remember that. Yes, they were. Kimmy and Maurice didn't say a word. Nope. Destiny was hoping that someone would intervene, and nobody would intervene. They just kept sitting there. According to Destiny, Maurice said, let them fight that shit out. Let him fight it out. I don't care. Okay. I don't know if he was still hungover from the other day, but he said, let him fight it out. And Lance was sitting there like, I wish I would. I'm not getting in the middle of this shit. Nell and Chris Fletcher just had their eyes open. Like what's going on? But Martell and Marsau popped off. They popped off. It felt very real to me. Yep. Martell just wants everyone to hurt just like him. You ain't lying. And this has been the situation for a long time. After Marsau had that bedrock that he wanted to develop and call Scott Manor, which was the replacing Martell Holt Manor. I don't think he's ever been the same. Once he lost that development deal, I think that it just hurt his feelings. Okay. He's trash. Wrong move, Marty. So a lot of you guys seem to be team Scott right now. See how quickly this shit changes when everybody participates in reality TV. When everyone participates, you're going to feel differently about people at different times. This is how it's supposed to work. Okay. Everybody is supposed to clock in, and everybody clocked in. I thought this was an excellent episode. I really did. I liked it. I can't wait to see what happens next week when Mel and Tisha talk about Maurice. I want to see what they say. Let's see. I don't think that Martell has anything. Next week, Destiny tells Martell he has to apologize. I don't think that relationship has repaired itself, though. Marsau and Martell are in real life still. They're done. They're not talking to each other. I don't think, let's see. Tisha already knows the tea on her husband. Good. When you know the tea, nobody else can hurt you with the tea. And that's really what you want. If you're going to be on a show like this, you want somebody to tell you what's up so that you're not caught off guard or surprised, period. Tisha and Marsau seem like they are in a better place, even though I'm not giving Marsau credit. Like, Marsau is still an asshole. That's the best way to put it. He's still an asshole, but he just seems like him and Tisha are a little closer. Dusty is a liar and dangerous. Woof. When did Tisha stop throwing jabs at Mel? Was an example the girls' trip? I don't know what happened on the girls' trip that you would consider a jab. You don't think that Mel was able to step up to the plate at the girls' trip? Because when I watched this, behind the scenes stuff with Melody, I remember everybody saying, you let Tisha bring Destiny on, blah, 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 blah. And Melody said, I've been doing this for a long time, guys. I know how reality TV works. Did they tell me that she was coming? No, but she got that text message. She said, at the end of the day, though, I know how it works. I know how it works. And I knew she was coming. So I expected it. But we have to give people room to, do the show. I mean, what do we want to watch? I would rather watch a reality TV show. I'll put it that way. Mel has always told Martell that they were not for his friends. She absolutely has. And I don't think that Martell feels that Marsau is a friend. Like I said, he uses people. He uses people. Right now he's using Destiny. He's love bombing the hell out of Destiny in their friendship. Destiny feels really special. And Martell's going to use her until he can't use her anymore, period. I know people feel like they need to be this keeper of Martell, but being the keeper of a grown man, telling them when to apologize and all that shit, that's exhausting. She's going to figure it out eventually. Let me see. I'm trying to see if anybody has information about, and Tisha was trying to help him earlier in the episode and Martell called her out. Trying to help who out? Tell me. I don't know what you mean by that. Kimmy and Maurice won't say anything because they're not on good terms. I'm glad the scene played out. The phone is like those court docs he ran off on the stage. Facts. Martell ran off to grab that phone. Why didn't the mentors intervene? My guess would be that they didn't want to get in the middle of it. That was a fight that has been a long time coming. The argument, anyway. If you have not been paying attention, Marsau ain't lying. Every time Martell gets on a platform where he can talk about Marsau, he insinuates that Marsau is cheating, that he has a longtime girlfriend, and that when Tisha finds out, she's going to be really brokenhearted. That he said one time, he said, I feel so bad for Tisha because I know that's going to be the thing that really destroys her. He said something along those lines. He said it over and over again. And Marsau has always given him a pass. So if Marsau has finally come clean, okay, of whatever these things are, good. I hope he has, because keeping her in a space where she doesn't know means that she can't protect herself. And he's not always going to be there. We already know that Melody had told everybody, I think season 6, that she had set Alonda up to talk to Carlos King. And they were trying to negotiate a way to bring her on the show and disclose that she had had an affair with Marsau, allegedly. Okay. But all of that is stuff that happened. All of that is stuff that happened that we are all aware of. I'm excited about the show again. I haven't felt this way in a while. I like it too. I have to say, I feel like everybody clocked in. Everybody clocked in, period. You blame production for not doing this seasons ago. You know what? Lies and more lies. Lies, more lies. I was thinking about this the other day because I've watched this show maybe 3 times, like the full season. After I learn something new, I'll try to go back and look at the show to see what I can, see, because it's really playing in reverse. There's a lot of shit that should have happened up front that didn't happen. And I want to say that maybe it didn't because Marsau and Tisha weren't willing to talk about it. Maybe the wound was so fresh about Marsau, and I'm just giving an example. I don't know for sure, but they weren't willing to talk about it because we know that Marsau came out and said, at one point he thought that they were going to get divorced, and he called Carlos and said, I quit. So if that was the case and she didn't want to talk about it on the show, she didn't want to talk about it on the platform, then that's what happened, because y'all know that Tisha skirted around that subject every chance she got. She did not want to talk about it, but she would break down anytime someone suggested it. Even Kimmy, she broke down when Kimmy had that conversation with her. And she made the comment, if Marsau is cheating, I want God to show me. This is the first time after saying she wanted God to show her that she's saying to Martell, give me your proof. Give me your proof. Okay? I want to see it. Never said that before, ever. Anytime someone would say it, how could you say that? You trying to ruin my marriage? That was a whole lot. But she's standing up. This is a different Tisha. I told y'all that. I know y'all didn't believe me, but it's a different Tisha. We shall see. Hold on, scrolling down. No, it looks like Tisha and her hubby are not together. Fake the way she hugged him. Ew. I know for some people it's harder to see because you've been driving down another road the whole time. But Tisha and Marsau are together, child. They ain't broke up. They got too much money going down to be broke up. I believe that they both have ish on each other. Fair exchange. Thank you, Cheryl the Pearl, for the super sticker. I appreciate you, baby doll. Thank you. We said that last night too. Yeah, y'all, this is a good season so far. Love and Marriage Huntsville has returned in a way that we have not seen before. I really feel like we're on episode 5. This is episode 5, and already the second half of the season is really good. I liked every episode. I just think that for some of us, we've had such a, oh, the show is getting on my nerves kind of feeling that you're not able to see that this is good TV. Even the way they produce the scenes by showing us the friendships, like Melody and Kimmy, and just having that little scene with Kimmy exercising and, Melody showing concern for her health and stuff like that. That is instrumental to pulling you into a scene and seeing them as friends or as associates, whatever you need to see them as. It's not a hit it and quit it. We're going to sit, we're going to talk. Then I'm going to ask you some things about your personal life, right? Destiny and this park thing, the adult thing, field day, same thing. That is pulling you in, is letting you see the friendship, letting you feel the things. Miss Diana laying out the rules. Katrina, you know what it is. Sometimes people go cuckoo cuckoo. We got to make sure that everybody is on the same page. This one it's even out versus one-sided, in my opinion. If Martell doesn't produce the receipts next week, there aren't any. That's what I said, S. Jackson. I said, at the end of the day, this is your chance to show and grow. Okay. Will you be able to show? If you can't show it now, it does not matter. And at the end of the day, like I said, Tisha went from saying, I want God to show me, I need everybody to get their mouth off my marriage. We know that she had that little incident with her cousin Kiki. And now she's saying, listen, bitch. And maybe it could have been Kiki's passing. Sometimes things happen in your life that makes you stand in what you need to stand in. But she is saying to Martell, at this point, I don't care what anybody else says. You're not going to hold this over my head anymore. That's major. That is major. Why are Ken and Tisha on the show? Or Trisha. I think that's what you're saying. Trisha. I like Ken and Trisha. I like their storyline so far. I think it's cool. I want to see what happens between the three of them. It looks like Marquez has, dropped all of his hard feelings, and they are all now, they're doing okay. They were at each other's house, or Marquez got invited to Thanksgiving dinner. They took pictures together, family photos. I think things are good. I think that Tisha and Marsau have come to terms with each other. I believe that they both have cheated. They both decided it wasn't worth it to break up and decided to let the past go, starting anew. It does look like they're on a new honeymoon. I said that. They look like they are in a honeymoon phase right now. So I don't know. We're going to keep watching. If something pops up that looks like it's not on track with the story, we'll discuss it. Okay? We'll discuss it, period. Well, I'll say this. I think a whole bunch of people, including Carson Blue, has come out and said that she told Tisha about the revenge pee. Melody is not holding that against Tisha or anybody. She's holding it against the person that needs to hear about it. So if they had already seen it, there would have been no reason for Carson to tell Tisha about it. But it starts with Martell. He has to be arrested. Melody popped that man's cherry for the very first time in July of 2023 when she went down to the police department. Prior to that, whatever was going on, she did not do. She never went that extra mile to make Martell cut the shit out, right? When she spoke at the podcast in January. The video that I saw, I know her brother was there, her mother was there. She actually says to Carlos, listen, my brother was, talking to me, and he said, if Martell would have apologized to me, I would have never went down there. I would have never went to the police department. And she said, he's probably right. At the end of the day, I know everybody wants everybody else to push Martell, but the person that it's happening to also need to step up. And when she popped Martell's cherry and took him to court or had him arrested, that is a good sign. That means that she is moving over some of these humps, because it did not happen like that before. So, and it also lets everybody else know who's been watching Martell, allegedly do all this shit for all these years. When somebody keeps doing something over and over and over again, the people watching is just like, oh, that's just Mel and Martell. That's just Mel and Martell. That's what they do. You don't think it to be any more than what it's the person who's, it's happening to. Even Marsau said that to Melody. He said, why would I have called you? In what way is this shit different than any other time he's done this crazy shit? I'm not going to call you for that. I really wish that I could find one redeeming quality in Marsau to stop disliking him so much. He and his wife take up too much space in my brain. Oh my God, Katrina. I'm going to say a prayer, okay? Let's get that man out of your brain, child. Not good. She was actually going to let it slip until she heard the recording, in my opinion. The difference is the audio. Yeah, listen. And she said that too. I mean, she did not hold back on that. When all this went down, it was in 2022. They were fighting about the custody case online. When Melody makes the comment, Revenge P, really, she didn't tell us what Martell sent her. She was repeating that out to the public, but nothing happened. Like, I actually thought, and when I was talking about it to you guys, I was like, I think that she sent it to her lawyer, because she actually made the comment, calling my lawyer. This shit's got to stop. But then she said, I let it slide. She was honest in sharing that. I let it slide until I heard the recording. And then I said, when are these MFs going to leave me alone? That was a real comment. So for a whole year, he got an opportunity to slide for a whole year. And then she said, no more. Neither one of them have 50K. Oh, I think one of them may actually have 50K, to be honest. But they don't wear tight shirts. So let's see. Yeah, at the end of the day, it was Mel's responsibility, and she did. And I think that's good. I think that for people watching, we want to keep the story honest, because honesty is actually, when we're telling the honest part of the story, it's the best part of the story. When we start changing the story around, it waters it down. It makes her weak. It's annoying. Okay. But you guys, that's it. That's a review. That's a review for episode 5. I'm going to give it a solid 10. Okay. I actually thought it was great. I liked every moment of it, from the first scene to the last scene. Marsau bragging about someone's mama on video. He's trash. Well, nobody said that he was a good person. But I think that those things happen. Those things happen, and I think that at the end of the day, once they called a truce, which it seems like they did, they called a truce, Melody and Marsau may be in a better place. But Melody already told him, you come for me, I'm going to come for you. You talk about my business, I'll talk about your business. That's how it's supposed to be. That's reality TV. That's the recipe. So we shall see what happens next. But I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Thank you, guys. If you're not a subscriber, become one. Hit the button. Also hit my like button on your way out. Okay. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.